what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna pick Danny Garcia to win, and see if I can reverse that.
Hey, listen, right? If you gonna pick a Danny to win, man, you gonna win some money, man. Cause I'm going down there betting on that fight. Danny gonna hurt this bull, man. Danny gonna stop this bull. Cause it's
you think Danny gonna do it, huh?
Oh yeah, I got him too. Danny Garcia gonna knock that boy out.
Man, I ain't got balls to make that pick.
The Argentinian reign is over. They all going down. Madonna's gonna
Let me ask you a
fall.
question. Name somebody Matthysse been in there with that can really hurt him, man.
I think if Jose could have hurt him.
Man, Jose can't punch to save his life, man.
Man, that's just because he got his ass for last time.
My man was just fighting him, man. My man whooped his ass the other fight, man.
To my Hank.
Yeah. Matter of fact, listen, right? And I'm gonna tell you, things that Danny can do that, and you talk about a Josie. Josie only got what, 11 knockouts and 30-something fights? Come on, man.
Jose, he get people by accumulation, man. He hurt people, man. But I think, I agree though, because I said in my video, I think Danny, I want to see if Matthysse can handle Danny left hook though.
Yeah, I want to see. See, the thing about Matthysse people don't realize is, first and foremost, he got bad balance. I mean, if you ever watch him dude cross up his feet a lot, he lunges a lot with his hook, and he loads up a lot. And you gotta be at the tail end of his punches, because that's where he generates a lot of his power at. See, the thing about Danny is Danny can get in there close, and also Danny got good timing, man. He'll punch when you punch. And a lot of people don't think his hand speed is real underrated, man. And another thing about Danny is that, for me watching Danny and knowing Danny all these years, Danny can get on his toes and box, and that's something y'all ain't seen yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I see him in the gym doing it, so I know what he can do. So when he fight Matthysse, and I've been watching Matthysse since the amateurs also. The thing about Matthysse that's good is that he got that power that can change the fight at any time. You know, he goes good straight right, he goes to body. He can cut off the rings, but sometimes you can jump off. But the thing is, that his timing sometimes catch you a little off. The way he thought, you don't think that it's coming the way it comes, man. And he's heavy-handed. But see, the thing with Dick, gonna make him respect him at first. So now he can't come in with his shit in the air. Now he's gonna make Matthysse box now. Now let's see if Matthysse can do that. Because when you walk in against Danny, you go and pay a price. You go and pay a price for walking in, and let's see what he can do when Danny catch him with that left hook. Let's see if he's gonna be able to power, man.
Look, I really don't care who win this fight. I'm looking at it like this. I like both of the dudes. I like Matthysse, I like Garcia, you know what I'm saying? But I'm unsure about both of them. I think this fight gonna tell the truth. You know, whoever win this fight gonna tell the whole truth on who the man is in that division. You know, I think Matthysse, if he hit Garcia, see, what worried me is about Garcia is this. All the hype around Matthysse is he's like Ivan Drago was to Rocky and shit. And everybody talking about Matthysse. So Garcia might go up in there, man, and get the jitters, man. He get a case of the jitters, man. It's gonna be bad, and it's gonna be a short night, man.
Danny ain't doing that, man. Danny ain't doing that, man. He ain't going in there like that, man. Danny going in there to take that bull head off, man. Danny from Philly, he ain't gonna tense up like that. He ain't going in there with no jitter. He going in there knowing he's facing. I mean, y'all act like Danny ain't been in there with some monster punches, man. Man. He ain't been in with no Matthysse though, man. Look, he been in there. Danny Garcia, he the man. All I'm saying is that the hype. This is Danny Garcia's biggest fight because of the threat, the perceived threat, the hype around Matthysse. Even people who cool with Danny, if you ask him about the fight, you're like, oh man. Man, see, you know that shit gonna be fucking with Danny, man. And he ain't even do things. They was doing that in the car fight. Ain't nobody thinking in the car fight.
Yeah.
That's what happened in the car fight. I mean, I'm being honest with you. I thought I was going to point on the water.
I thought I was going to do the motherfucker to him.
But see, that's what I'm mean, he's been in them fights. He's been in them big fights. But this is, to be honest with you, this is Matthysse, one of Matthysse. This is probably his biggest fight, man. This is his biggest fight. Because going into Zan's fight, ain't nobody knew who he was. And I still get upset when people try to say that the fight against Zan was a robbery because it wasn't.
I don't think that was no fun. I think Zan beat him.
And I'll say that too, Zan beat him, because people forget about them first 4 or 5 rounds when Zan was shining on him, was catching and countering, and also Matthysse was off balance a lot, was crossing up his feet, was down there, you know what I mean, wasn't doing the proper things, and everybody thought Zan was going to stop him going into the fight. But see, this is the things that I'm saying about how people really don't really know about boxing, because people will sit up here and say, well, he got knocked down, so he got robbed. He didn't get robbed. People didn't look at the whole fight. You know
that's what they do. What boxing fans do is they watch a fight and they root subconsciously. A lot of dudes root for the underdog. So when they see a guy win a few rounds, he do better than they thought he was gonna do. Then they say, "Oh, it's a robbery. Oh, he should have got the nod." You know, come on, man. Nah, man. I think Zab. I watched that fight about 3 times. I thought Zab won the fight, man. You know, Matthysse did good, but you know, I thought Zab won the fight. But people always say, "Oh, no, Matthysse got robbed." Come on, man.
You can't call a fight that could go either way a robbery. And I tell people that all the time. You can't call a fight like that. I mean, if that would happen, you say winning, I wouldn't have cried about it. If they had it a draw, I wouldn't have cried about it because it was that much of a close fight. But what I'm saying, not to get off the subject about Danny, is when Danny won in that fight against Khan, ain't nobody give him a chance. Everybody, the only person that thought he was going to win was Ricky Lopez, his groupie.
Yeah.
That's the only person that thought he was going to win. Honestly, because I see I didn't think Danny was going to win. And I'm just being real with you. So that was his biggest fight where a lot of people went in and down, and he won that fight like, man.
We went in that fight waiting on it. We wanted to see what was going to happen to Khan if he got caught. And me and Sean was watching it. I was on the phone with Sean. We was watching it live, and I was like, man, he finna get knocked out. From the first round, when he was coming in there aggressive, I said, oh, he finna get knocked out. And me and Sean both called it. We was waiting on it to happen. I was like, man, he fighting a dangerous fight. He finna get caught. And
Kyle let Andrew Garcia get in his head, man.
Yeah, and he went in there thinking he was going to blow his
head. It wasn't
out.
even an Angel in his head. His ring IQ was terrible. You know this dude, only chance to win is you exchanging with him. You going in there, you jumping in there first and foremost. You jumping in there from distance. His footwork was horrible. His offense was reckless. He coming in there with his chin wide in the air and exchanging with Danny. You know Danny's best chance with you is exchanging. If you stay on the outside and box, use your hand speed and use your movement, you win the fight.
Yeah, but you thought Danny was a bum.
Yeah.
I mean, being a guy with over 200-something amateur fights and undefeated and been beating, solid top 10 guys, you ain't gonna think he a bum going into the fight.
But you think Amir Khan knew that?
That's what I think Khan thought. Garcia was a bum.
Yeah.
Garcia wasn't on his level. That's what I was doing here. Throw my Rigondeaux down, got his ass with.
Oh, we ain't going there.
Listen.
We ain't going there.
That's one thing, homie, that's one thing I agree with you on, is that Karceno is, whatever he's smoking in Chicago, I want to get out here and fill yourself. Because that fool smoking that shit, I'm telling you to say that. Rigondeaux has beat the... I'm 100 with you.
Well, we'll see what happened to Rigondeaux if they have a rematch.
I heard Karceno lost $104,000 and he acted like he getting sued. He lost $104,000 on that Rigondeaux fight. He's gonna be mad for the rest of the life.
Karceno? Yeah, I mean, like I tell people right here, man, Rigondeaux's the best fighter from 122 pounds on, man. I mean, you got some killers in there, you got some killers, but at 122, man, he's the man. I mean, the only time I can see him getting beat is he going out fighting a fighter 2 times his size, man.
Put him in there with somebody. I want to see what he do with somebody in there. Gary Russell would kill Rigondeaux. Kill him.
You know what though? You know what I'm gonna say though? I mean, I would favor Rigondeaux going into the fight. Gary Russell got fast hands, yeah. But Gary Russell, when he exchanged with you, his chin in the air. So
Rigondeaux ain't gonna hurt him. Ain't gonna hurt no Gary Russell. Gary Russell gonna put that boy to sleep.
He know how to get to them spots, man, and not only just that, and when you seen Gary in there with somebody that can hit back,
Gary gonna cut the ring off on him, and that's too much speed and power. He going to sleep.
But Rigondeaux ain't got speed, and Gary can be hit. Gary is there.
Rigondeaux ain't got no power. That dude is, look, he just a sharp puncher, and he only gonna throw one shot. He only gonna throw one shot, so that's all you gotta worry about. So he gonna run around the ring after throwing one shot. You gotta wait 3 minutes for him to throw another punch. I don't know.
If Rigondeaux ain't got no power, then why was over there scared to take his ass up in there? While he was scared to take him go up in there, same thing they say about Floyd. Floyd ain't got no power, but everybody...
What are you talking about? Daniel was chasing him the whole fight. What are you talking about?
No, that was chasing him.
What happened was, and this is being honest during the fight, man. I mean, he was actually, with the things he was doing to Broner ain't never seen before. You know what I mean? He been fighting guys who strictly come forward.
This is a guy who was weight drained. We had already had the, you know, Daniel was weight drained. He had a baby.
Hold on, because if he fight at 122 pounds again, you can't use he weight drained. If he fight at 122 pounds again, you can't excuse he was weight drained.
Oh, well, he gonna get himself in shape for it this time. This time he won't underestimate Rigondeaux. He doesn't underestimate him. This time he'll do what he's supposed to do. He'll cut the ring off. He'll put Rigondeaux to sleep earlier, and then the fight be done.
It's hard to cut the ring off on that bull when that bull just as fast as you and doing things to you to keep you uncomfortable. He was blocking the bull on him. He was throwing shit, moving him to a spot, and get right up out of there. The only time he caught him is when he went to a
That's because he was weight drained. He couldn't cut the ring off.
When Broner went in there all reckless and he got popped, you see he didn't go back up in there.
Because he got caught in the last round.
And yeah, he was caught in the last round, but you see he was on fight to survive mode.
Yeah, because he got hit in the eye. He couldn't see. That's why he had his hand up.
Exactly.
He got caught with a sharp punch because he was...
It's not him being a hard puncher. It's him being an accurate puncher and know how to punch in them spots to catch you.
Oh, my God. If it wasn't for the 12th round, he would have lost the fight. If Daniel wins the 12th round, where do you think that fight go? That fight is a draw or a win for Daniel. If Daniel wins the 12th.
I'll be honest with you. If you feel like Broner won 6 rounds, keep it 100 with me, homie.
No, he didn't win 6 rounds, but he got a 10-8 round.
Okay, he got a 10-8 round. Do you even believe he won 4 or 5 rounds in that fight?
He got a 10-8 round. He won. Well,
okay, he got a 10-8 round. Okay, so that's one.
He won round 7. He won round 7, big. He won round, what is that, 5 or 4? One of them rounds.
That's 2 rounds.
So that's 3 rounds altogether, which really makes 4. One of those rounds is another one of them rounds is a toss-up. If he won the 12th, he would have ended up winning the fight. I'm telling you.
Who controlled the whole fight?
From the look of it, because Rigondeaux is able to run around the ring doing something, but he wasn't capitalizing. This is one of the amateurs.
He was the one landing the clean shots. He was the one landing the clean shots.
I had no problems with him winning the fight. He won the fight. I'm just saying, he wasn't impressive. If Daniel was 100%, he wouldn't have beat Daniel like that.
That's not his game to throw a bunch of combinations. His shit is one shit at a time, so you can't counter him. His shit is one shit at a time. Every now and then he may put a combination together, but everything is one shot. Everything is one
shot. It's amateurish, right? And I'm like, this is amateurish style. Throw one punch and then you run for 2 minutes. I don't want to see that.
I mean, but you're saying it's amateur style, but at the end of the day, it's effective because of his movement and because of his
speed. Oh my God! He just got lucky one time. He caught the guy who wasn't ready. Okay, so he looked good against the guy who wasn't ready. Let's see when Danier is ready. Let's see what happens then. Now that Danier, the next time they fight, Danier will be ready.
He came into the fight, he wasn't ready.
No, he wasn't. He thought he was going to blow Rigondeaux out in one round. You kidding me?
But see, that's his problem, though. That's not Rigondeaux. That's his problem.
I'm not blaming Rigondeaux for that. I'm not blaming Rigondeaux for that. The only thing I'm blaming Rigondeaux for was for being boring and wasting my time sitting there watching him throw one punch and run around the ring when he didn't have to do that.
Hey, listen.
He didn't have to do it at all. He was making Garcia miss in front of him.
No fighter at the top of this game, and you know everybody, you're the Super Bowl. Everybody gonna come out to fight you. And you mean to tell me that he didn't get up for this? He got up for this fight. What it was the shit that was getting done to him. He ain't never seen before.
Nah, he got up for the event. He got up for the event. He was more into the pushing the fight, Radio City Hall. It was all about Danier, you know, and he's kids being born.
Okay, it's all about him. That makes you even want to go in there and press more.
Yes, he went in there to try to knock him out in one round.
Karceno, me and you agree to this board because it's the truth. He ain't never been in there with a fighter like that. He's never been in there with a slick guy like that who is just as fast
Exactly.
as a better boxing IQ than
a guy that was going to put him to sleep, yes, and just bore him to death, yes. He never been with a fighter like that.
There's no need to fight any slick fighter. He's going to lose. He's going to lose.
Tell him to fight Abner. Now, here's the thing. Who is Rigondeaux going to fight next? That's what we need to talk about. Who he fighting next?
It's the fighters out there that he can fight. You got Victor Chinian. You got King Kong, Joseph Mbekwe.
He ain't going to fight them. He ain't going to fight him.
You got Artem Moreno. He can fight him.
He going to fight another tune-up. He going to fight. He going to go back to fighting bums. He ain't going to fight him.
Fighting bums, and that's because HBO on Top Rank is trying to make him look bad for whatever reason they don't like to do. They're trying to be fucking him over, and that's their job to put him in the right place.
This is the thing that I can say, right? You can only promote a motherfucker for so much. It has to be something there for you to promote. He has the Cubans don't follow boxing unless they're over there in their country. The only thing they follow is baseball. That's their number one choice. So, I mean, he got a lot of us hardcore fans, but it's just like, you have to have something to promote. And then there's people it's hard to deal with because they feel as though he should be paying $1 million a fight, and he don't put nobody in the seat.
That's correct.
A lot of that is his people's pricing him out of fights because Bob got to work with his other co-promoters. That's why Louis the Coolers and them, who was managing him before, they stopped dealing with him because of his situation. Like, going ahead and sign with the Caribbean promoters who's not really doing nothing for him.
Man, I believe this. I believe that if Top Rank promote this dude and hype him up the way they got a reason to hype up. He just beat your number one guy. If they hype him up and the people will pay attention, okay?
And just can't stick him out. You just can't go out there and say, oh, look, we got a fighter. He's the top fighter. Everybody go follow him. You can't do that. Like, you put something there.
Right, and wasn't nobody impressed with that fight. That's why I keep trying to tell you, that fight was not impressive. People were bored.
He's the second best fighter in the world, but don't nobody know him outside of Oakland. Or us. You gotta have something to promote.
Oh, y'all keep saying that, but don't nobody know Golovkin either.
And I'm not saying, but more people are tuning in to watch Gennady Golovkin because they want to know.
Bro, no, listen, Gennady Golovkin, look, HBO is running a con game on everybody because they do punch hard. Okay? They did a poll on ESPN. Didn't nobody know who the fuck Gennady Golovkin was, man?
Exactly. Don't nobody know who he is. He's some catches, but more people. His first fight did 600,000 viewers. His second fight did almost 1 million. Now this fight did over like 1.something million, so he's growing. The audience is growing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But the thing is, look, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, yeah, you're right. But that's very careful programming, timing, and all of that shit. That's good. I'm not hating on Golovkin. I like Golovkin. All I'm saying is, I don't think that it's the perception that you give people. Oh, Golovkin. Oh, like they try to hype up Adonis Stevenson, act like everybody everybody wants to see Stevenson. Don't nobody, all the boxing fans I talk to, the casual fans, don't none of these dudes know who Don Stevenson is. I gotta tell you right now,
in Canada, they know who he is, and he's making tons of money over there.
Okay, yeah, in Canada.
Yeah.
My whole fans on TV. I'm talking about on TV. Most of the casual fans don't know who this guy is. So what I'm saying is, from a Rigondeaux standpoint and the Andre Ward standpoint, if you put them on TV enough and they have impressive wins, people will watch it. People are going to watch the guys.
But let me tell you something. You gotta be impressive, but also it's gotta be something to sell. Like nowadays, people don't want to see only us want to see boxing matches. Us, we're hardcore fans. We want to see that. We want to see boxing matches. We don't mind seeing knockouts. But the average fan, 90% of boxing fans are casual fans. They want to see excitement. They want to see knockouts. Andre Ward and Rigondeaux don't give you that.
Andre Ward just knocked out Chad Dawson. Andre Ward just knocked out Chad Dawson. And Chad Dawson,
it was impressive. It was impressive. It was something to build on. But your average Ward fight, what are you going to see?
you're going to see a master boxing lesson.
Oh, exactly. 90% of the casual fans don't want to see that. They want to see a knockout. And he just knocked Chad Dawson out. Now he just killed all his momentum because he hurt.
This is why you introduce casual fans to real boxing. That's what the same thing like in MMA. In MMA, people only want to see like the casual fans in MMA. They only want to see somebody get knocked out, somebody get kicked in the face, something like that. But when they see the guys on ground grappling, going through all these different movements and techniques, they don't know what that is. They just like, oh, what's this? This is like some gay stuff. I don't want to see this. Get this out of here. But if you explain to people what they're watching, if the announcers, I'm telling you, if the announcers make it, explain to people, the announcers have a good effect on people. If they are excited about what they're watching, the fans will be more interested. If HBO is working
but they're casual fans. They're casual fans themselves. When you got guys who casual fans themselves that want to see knockout, guess what that's their agenda to push, man. Like, that's what you have to realize. You can't bring no horse to the water. I'm going to tell you why boxing is crazy. And me and Karceno talked about this, but I'm going to tell you, do you know why boxing is at the state where it's at right now?
Why?
Because there are no white fighters in boxing that's at the top of boxing right now.
Yeah, I can't, if I bring that up, they're going to say, oh, 78fightnews, with that racist stuff.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's because there are no white fighters in boxing that are at top. When boxing was at a forefront, you had at least a few white fighters that can fight that were at the top. You know what I mean? Now it's none. So where that 90% of the casual fans, that's why MMA grew so fast, because majority of the sport are white people, skinheads, and it's going to grow. It's white America, it's going to grow. Now, if you had a few white fighters in boxing that was dominating, more people be tuning in to watch. You know what I mean? Because you want to see that great white hope. Still, to be honest with you, the fourth grossest heavyweight fight of all time is still Jerry Cooney and Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, don't you see that's what they're doing? I'm saying that's what they're doing now. That's why HBO's going more Euro. They want to get more European guys into the boxing.
Exactly.
That's why Golovkin is getting all this press. They making him out to be a killer. He's destructive. He's white. Watch him.
Exactly.
But the truth is, and this is honest truth, that's a white boy that can fight.
Yeah, we can fight.
You can fight. That's all they want. They say this is a white boy who can fight just like Eminem. He's a white guy and he can rap. Wow.
Yeah. Exactly.
And they put him on top of the whole thing.
Everybody is on to that.
And now look at this. Eminem owned Tupac publishing rights, and he got publishing rights on some of Biggie material. How did that happen? How did that happen? Tell me.
The thing is with boxing now, you know, the reason why, and I tell people this, the reason why black fighters, because they look at us as the villains. Guys have to play them roles to make some money. You know what I mean? And Broner is ahead of the curve. He's a black fighter who whitey can't stand, who mostly majority of Mexican fans can't stand because of the way he is. He's outspoken, he's brash, he does things to promote himself, and Andre Ward don't do that, and that's why Andre Ward will continue to stick to making $1 million paydays instead of what Adrian Broner at this point right now is making $2 million a fight. Where Andre, and he's 23 years old, just turned 24 years old. He's still got 6 to 7 more years of still fighting at a high level and making millions. The only thing they're looking for now is just to find the right pay-per-view opponent to introduce him to pay-per-view with. The same way they did with Floyd and Gotti and Oscar and Kevin. Like that, we're looking for that right opponent to introduce him to pay-per-view. And to be honest with you, it would be Marquez.
Yeah, that's what they want. That's the fight they want. They want to bring him up with Marquez.
Exactly.
But Marquez ain't going to fight Adrian Broner. Marquez ain't going to take that fight. I'm trying to tell you, he not.
He not. Marquez is not going to take the fight because he don't even, you can't even talk. You can't even bring up Floyd Mayweather with a name. Marquez run out of the room. He don't even want to hear nothing about that style of fighting. He's not going to deal with it. Marquez is making enough money. He's not going to fight that style. Only reason he fight Bradley because he's seen the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they offer him the right amount of money, if they can give him the line, see, it's all about introducing Adrian Broner to the pay-per-view public. That's all it's about. Introducing him to the casual fan. A person like Marquez is the right opponent. It's a big name with a low risk. You introduce him to him, and I mean, right there, you already got him right there for the pay-per-view. You already got that.
His first pay-per-view will be against Robert Guerrero or Victor Ortiz. That's his first
I mean, Victor would be the right. Victor would probably be a little bit more suited because of his. I mean, it's a win where.
Nah, him and Robert would be more suited because they already got a history. That's why they keep talking trash to each other. They already got a history.
Victor is more out there though.
Yeah, but a lot of people will see the Guerrero thing. A lot of the boxing fans would because they've already seen the bad blood.
Casual. Yeah, you got to grab the casual, and that's why Victor is probably the right choice. And it's I mean, with Robert is a little bit more of a risk than Victor.
It sure is. I think that's a bad fight for Broner right now, taking on Guerrero.
I think Broner will win, but going into the fight, I will favor Broner, but that's a tough fight because Robert just ain't gonna go in there and pack it in. Victor, if you get to Victor early, Victor gonna hold up his chest and say, "I'm done, I'm out." But see, that's what I'm saying about in 78, and that's why I be trying to tell you, like, you just can't have a fighter because you look at Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez is in my opinion, though, is the second best fighter in the world. I don't think it's I think it's still Sergio, but he's the second best fighter in the world. And look at him, good-looking guy. You know what I mean? Halfway speak English. On the cover of magazines, on the cover of Spanish magazines, modeling. Look how far he done got with his career. He only had one pay-per-view fight, man.
Yeah, but I mean, see, a lot of fighters,
a lot of fighters with Lou Padilla. A lot of that had something to do with Lou Padilla.
A lot of fighters ain't never been pay-per-view stars, and they still stars. Like Roy Jones was never no pay-per-view star, right? And the thing is, with Sergio, I disagree that he's the second best fighter, but forget that. I think he in there, he in the discussion. But I think that these fighters, these promoters, could market these guys better. Why isn't first thing Bob here should be doing is saying, okay, I gotta make him down, I gotta sell him, I gotta make some money off of him. Let me put him on Pacquiao-Bradley undercard against somebody.
He didn't put him on there. He didn't put him on several Pacquiao undercard.
Well, he should keep doing that.
But it still don't think that people really going to, because of his style, is not going to resonate. You have to do something else. When you're out here beating guys and he's beating them in the manner that he's beating them, you have to do something else. Look at Floyd, for instance. Floyd was beating all these dudes, shutting them out. But you know what made Floyd great? Floyd went ahead and played the villain role. He learned from people like Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, them dudes. He learned from them to take that villain role. You gotta look at it. Besides Ali Floyd is second when it comes down to self-promotion because nobody did it like Ali. He was the first to do it. That's why you give him his props on it. But he took Ali's self, you know, that speak up, speak your mind movement, stuff like he took that and he took Sugar Ray Robinson, flamboyant persona, and he went ahead and took that role. He knew it was going to draw people to him. You know,
also, that's true. But also,
and not only just that, he has the urban community, rappers, guys like that buy into him, guys who speak, you know, to the niggas like us on the corner, on street dudes. You know what I mean? You know, they had his fights and they talking about him. You know, so they gonna follow that. The younger kids gonna follow that. Andre Ward don't have that type of fan base.
you know, Andre Ward do not have to play the villain role. He can still be the villain. Look at Brownie ain't played the villain role, but he's a villain. All Andre Ward gotta do is keep beating up Mexicans.
But let me ask you a question. Timothy Bradley is a B-side opponent.
Is it what?
Is a B-side opponent.
Right, explain that. What you mean?
He's the B-side. He comes in as the opponent. He's not the star. He's the opponent. I mean, to be honest with you, Shane Mosley is the greatest B-side opponent ever. You know what I mean? Because he made modest paydays. At the same time, he was a star in boxing, but at the same hand, he never really made superstar type of money. Never really made it. I mean, Shane is fighting Floyd. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Pernell Whitaker, a B-side opponent, is the B-side opponent. He was never no big draw like that, but he made good money off of his boxing.
You know why he is a draw like that? Because black people, just like in the movie business or anything else, black people won't support anything unless you put a little nigga on it. If you put a little nigga on it, then black folks go out there and spend their money. But if you're trying to do something, if you're being yourself and you happen to be a nice guy, that ain't good enough for black folks. You just gotta have a little nigga in you. You gotta act on you gotta.
I see what you said. Nowadays it's true.
Boxing is not at the forefront.
But Sugar Ray Leonard was never like that. Ray Leonard was never like that.
Exactly.
And they said
a lot of his dirt. But Ray Leonard had more media coverage back then. And not only just that, he came in the right time when boxing was trying to fill a void left by Ali. So he came at that right time when they was tired of all that branch talking. You know, they wanted that good boy image, and that's what he fulfilled. And he was Ray Leonard. Yeah.
You talking about Ray Leonard?
yeah.
Yeah, Ray Leonard.
Look, see, that's the misconception. Ray Leonard, they was building him as a golden boy, but Ray Leonard was a cocky, slick, arrogant motherfucker too. Because I got plenty of Ray Leonard whole career on DVD.
I mean, he was like that in the media. In the media, he was a nice guy and portrayed that nice guy image. You feel me? He wasn't one out there saying, "Oh, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker up like Floyd and talking dirt." Ray wasn't like that. Ray played mind tricks with you. Yeah,
Ray Leonard was different because Ray Leonard was liked by all boxing fans, and he wanted to go more for the country, so they accepted him at that time. They liked him. Everything did. But a guy like in this state of boxing,
They didn't like him in Detroit.
what's that?
They didn't like him in Detroit. I'll tell you that. He was
Of
enemy.
course not. Yeah, Detroit. He get killed going to Detroit. But the thing is, the guys now, the black fighters now, they're in a position where, because boxing is so racially charged right now, people always act like I'm just talking on my ass when I say it, but I see it every fucking day. I'll have to look at my video. I can put a video up and just say, hey, who you think is the hardest puncher? Goliath Golovkin or Lucas Matthysse? And my whole comment section will be full of, oh, you racist bastard. Oh, why did you put these two white fighters against each other? Oh, you racist. So boxing is just racially charged. This is how it is. So in this state of boxing, I think that these fighters, black fighters who want to make some money, yeah, they got to play the villain role. They got to adopt the villain role. But I think, all I'm saying is, if a fighter chooses not to do that, then I'm not going to knock him. I can respect a man to say, I got principles, I'm going to do what I got to do for me and mine without doing that. If Ward or Bradley or Austin Charles and none of them guys don't want to adopt the villain role, then I'm not going to force them into the villain role. Because I like all movies. Not just the bang bang drug dealer movies. I like all movies. You know?
Who do you think you is, nigga? Lag merchant?
No, I ain't lag merchant. I'm Big George Foreman.
Hey, no, but to be honest with you and to be real with you, I mean, but when you got media who don't promote that type of style of boxing, when you got guys like Dan Rayfield who got ESPN, a major media outlet, saying, "Oh, this shit was boring," and all that shit, and calling fighters out bitches and pussies and all that kind of stuff, and then you got other major media outlets, Chris Mannix getting on HBO saying this or that, or Steve Kim getting on HBO saying this and that. I mean, it draws away from the art of the sweet science. You know, like today I heard Steve Kim say, "Oh, Pernell Whitaker was this and that and this," but yet Floyd fights in a defensive posture. Floyd fights in a defensive-minded style of fighting, but yet he's born.
It's the same thing. It's a double handle. They talk about Kobe Bryant like a dog. They say, "Oh, Kobe Bryant's a gun. He a gun. He shoot too much." Kobe, and then they look at Kevin Durant. They say, "Oh, Kevin Durant a scorer." Kobe Bryant averaged more assists than Durant. So why? But Kobe Bryant's a gun. But Durant's a scorer.
Okay. But they can tell fighters like that fight in that style Floyd fight, or you know the way Ali was when he was brash talking and people hated him. They're the type of dudes that's never gonna get their credit until they stop fighting 10 years down the road to say like, "Yo, Floyd's a great fighter."
Yeah, and Floyd know that. He already know. He know he ain't gonna get no credit for this. He's like,
people already know. Don't get confused. Everybody who hate on Floyd already know Floyd is the best. But what they do is, because he's so racially charged, and there's a lot of bullshit in the game, he's not going to get his props, like you say, until he retires. Right? Once he retires and people can assess him, they're going to say, "Yeah, Floyd was a bad motherfucker."
But you got other fighters like Abner Morales who get a whole bunch of credit. "Yeah, I fight this guy, I fight that guy." Look at a fighter like Devin Alexander who don't duck and dodge nobody. Look, they call him.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're going to call Devin a bum, you know, and shit like that. Now Devin, look, this was what killed me. It's like, okay, they say Devin a bum, Devin ain't no good, alright, but yet Marcus Maidana is the shit. And he got his ass about Devin. I'm not going to get it.
Exactly.
"Yep."
Exactly. Because if you ain't, I'm keeping it real with you, if you ain't another race or minority other than, you know, an African American fighter, if you're an African American fighter that run your mouth, speak out, fans hate you, but they gonna pay to see you. If you're a humbling fighter, you know, "Hey, yes sir, no sir," they love you, but you ain't gonna make no money. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, you gonna make some money, but you ain't gonna make no top dollar when your talent braces you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna make nothing. So it's fucked up in this sport. And to be honest with you, this is why I hate boxing. You know, I love boxing, but I hate boxing so much because it ain't nothing but, you know, white America and Mexicans that run the sport. You know what I mean? And black fighters dominate it, and they don't get no love. Right. They don't. I mean, you look at pound for pound lists. You look at pound for pound lists. Don't get me wrong. You know, Floyd should be on any list, or such and such should be on list. But then you got HBO who promote their propaganda to say that if Floyd beat Canelo, you know, if Floyd loses Canelo, Floyd off the pound for pound list. But what's the name? Andre Ward moves up. But if Rigondeaux beat Broner, so he moves to number 3. He takes Broner's spot. So how is that cool? Like, look at the propaganda HBO promote.
Yeah, it's real full shit anyway. But like they just, you know, the worst shit I seen
Harry Merchant. Go ahead.
The worst shit I seen on the top pound list though was when Bradley beat Pacquiao. Regardless if people think he really won or not, the fucking judges said the man won the fight, and he didn't get no credit for that win. Everybody just act like it was boxing scene still had Pacquiao ranked number 1. Ring Magazine had Pacquiao ranked number 1. I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? How the fuck do you lose the fight officially? And everybody just say, no, fuck it, we still gonna keep him as number 1. Okay? I think that's some fucking bullshit. of bias on Tom.
I say it's right, but then again, it's right, but then again, I say it's wrong. Because we all know Tim Bradley ain't win that fight. I don't think Tim Bradley father told he won that fight. You know what I mean?
I didn't have Tim win, but I swear to God, if you watch that fight again, you gonna say, "Damn, this fight done got a lot closer."
It may be close, but let's be honest though, Pacquiao won that fight.
Look, I'm gonna say this. This is real talk. I keep telling everybody think I'm lying. I'm biased or whatever. You know, and I ain't gonna lie, I am biased. When it comes to Pacquiao, I don't like Pacquiao no more. You know what I'm saying? Because his fans fucked it up for him. I used to love Pacquiao until I came on YouTube and I had no idea his fans were gonna be nuts like this. But when I watched that fight with Pacquiao-Bradley, I watched the live stream. I was recording HBO, but I was watching it live stream on the internet, watching the fucking it was Brian Kenny and that dude Mario something was doing the commentary, and I'm watching the fight, and I'm like, man, Bradley doing good, but then I kept getting these phone calls from people. What's up, man? I kept getting these phone calls from people, and they was like, man, fucking Bradley get his ass from me. What you talking about, Bradley winning? He was like, no, man, you being biased, man. And I said, man, we don't know if you watching HBO. He said, yeah. I said, oh, man, I'm watching the Brian Kenny, and they got the fight. They scoring the fight just like I'm scoring. Like, it was a close fight, but I thought Bradley was winning. So then, when I said, all right, man, he's gonna lie Bradley. Bradley ain't gonna get the decision. It's too close, right? Then, he got the decision. I went back. Then, everybody started calling me, like, oh, man, did you see that shit? I can't believe he won. So then, I still didn't know why people were so shocked until I watched my HBO commentary. When I watched that shit, they won from her anyway, so you don't know that. I'm like, shit, man, maybe Pacquiao did win this shit. The way they talking, he didn't care, man. HBO full of shit, man.
I mean, I watched that fight. I scored that fight. I saw Pacquiao won 8 rounds to 4. You know, I did have it probably 8 rounds to 8 rounds to 3, 1 even. But I had Pacquiao winning that fight. I mean, I thought he controlled the fight. I thought he landed the cleaner shots. I mean, Bradley may have stole maybe 1 or 2 rounds. You know, a few, maybe 1 or 2 swing rounds that I could probably give him out of that 4. But I just thought Pacquiao won the fight. And I mean, I think Bradley should have what's the name. But I always thought Bradley should have been on a pound for pound list, no matter before the Pacquiao fight. Right. Because I thought, all the top 10 contenders at 140 pounds. I mean, he did basically beat all the top guys. Only guy he didn't fight was Amir Khan and Marcos Madonna. But I mean, he beat Kendall Holt when Kendall Holt was probably the number 2 guy in the division.
He beat Rigondeaux. He beat Rigondeaux too.
Yeah, but I mean, at the time, that win didn't look so good as it looked now with Adrian coming back, stopping Delarme. But I mean, to be honest with you, who was Delarme before the fight? That was somebody who they was blowing up as the next Felix Trinidad, who really ain't fought nobody. But I mean, you look at he fought Junior Witter when Junior Witter was the number 2 guy in the division behind Ricky Hatton. He beat Devin Alexander when Devin Alexander was the number 2 guy in the division at that time. I mean, he beat a few other Kendall Holt. He beat Vasquez, and he's a champion now. Yeah, but that was early in their career, though.
I'm saying he got them names on his resume, but people act like Bradley ain't done that. And when I watched that Pacquiao fight, I saw stuff, the way I was looking at it was this. I saw Bradley peppering Pacquiao with a lot of punches, and he wasn't getting no credit for them punches just because Pacquiao was walking through. You can walk through all day long, but if I'm hitting you in your face, that's just score. That's just count as a score. Just because you hit me and your punch is flashier than mine don't mean that you don't judge punches on you don't rate the punches. You score the fight. You don't rate the punches. That's how I feel like Bradley hit Pacquiao with a lot of body punches, a lot of clean shots, but
yeah, HBO didn't even say nothing about it. You know, HBO they wasn't even mentioning it.
Right. That's one of them rounds. It was at the end of the round. Bradley clocked the shit out of Pacquiao with his right hand, and these motherfuckers act like it didn't never happen. They still talking about Pacquiao. Like, damn.
Hey, listen, man, I gotta go ahead and let y'all go, man. It was fun chatting with y'all.